Uranus aspects to Neptune. If this your conjunction, your trine, your sextile, your opposition, or your square, oh, I'm going in. But now we're going, what is Uranus? Uranus deals with the higher mind. What is Neptune? Neptune is spiritual. So let's add this together. The higher mind is spiritual, right? Or the higher mind that's been in with the water. So the higher mind is watery. So what's in the water? In that water is the Neptunian love, Neptunian vision, Neptunian I feel, Neptunian. And so what Uranus do, it says, I know. Uranus says, I know. And so you add the Neptune to it, is I know what I feel. I know what I see. I know what I hear. I know what I be. And this is Uranus. So when you deal with this combination, you deal with a person who's unique and creative, and whose creative skills is unique, different. So they come up with things that people never thought of. And these are the people who don't do your normal religion. They do their own like spiritual faith, and they that second the code things that's not true. And they're gonna debate with you about what's not true. And so these people here is not the ones who follow traditions and standards and conventional ways. They go off border and do their own thing. And they got a wild imagination. They run wild and crazy, and they stay in their mind. These are the people who love to explore and love to experiment and love to invent. And this give them that spiritual feeling. We're going to feel good. So Neptunian is the higher Venus. So Venus like to feel good. Neptunian like to feel too good. It's too good until they can easily go with the flow and be adaptable to all energy. So when you got these people right here, they are different, but who can flow to any energy though. Even though they're different, they can flow to your energy, his energy, still can fit in with you. But still be themselves and be different. And if you come against them, they will rebel because they love being different and they love to be themselves, even though they know they're divine. And they know that you know better than them, no matter what religion that you're into or whatever you're into. They know that because they know the main purpose is to give honor to the higher power, the higher source. And these people feel like they're from the source. They feel like different individuals. And they are stimulated by anything that deals with positive information, positivity in general. So they like to socialize and talk. And this will get them going. And their talk is all about it's about things that deal with love and spiritual, anything that's spiritual, anything that's creative, or talented. It could be music, it could be arts, it could be like even to the point of like astrology, numerology, anything that deal with the intellect, the minds, because these are intellectual people. So they like intellectual stimulation, but not only is the intellect intellectual, but they also super emotional, super sensitive, so they can snap out of anywhere, and they can say things out of anywhere by going by what they feel. So they have to have their mind to control their Neptunian nature, because they're so sensitive. They pick up on all this energy out of nowhere, and it's not their energy, it's somebody else's energy. But they also get downloads, information from the universe, where they just know things. They know like when something gonna happen. They know this and that. These are your humanitarian who love people, and they love to help people. They're so concerned about people, but it's mostly mentally, but now it's emotionally, because Uranus is mentally, and then Neptune is emotionally. So they want to help people, and so they feel very bad for things that's happening in the world, and they can get so concerned in the world until they get lost in the world. That's only with the Neptune place. Since they got Uranus here, Uranus know how to separate itself and not be attached to the world until this can make you a cold person. You're very emotional, but you could appear to be cold to people when you're not cold. But you the type who feels special and who people think special and who different and who unique, who have good compassion, great compassion towards people, and who love to help people, but you like to help people on your own time. You do your own thing. So you could be a rebel without a reason, or without a cause. So don't have no reason, but you just rebel against people's thoughts, rebel against people's ways, and you got to have something to talk about. So you, even if you have nobody to talk to, you talk to yourself. And so with this placement here, this makes you a great trendsetter who set your own trends on fire, because you come up with great ideas, a great inventor, coming up with something new, and also coming up with new answers to a problem, a solution. Because you get downloads of information out of anywhere, so you collect cognizance, you clairvoyance, because you live in your imaginary mind. Your imagination is running wild, all type of dreams, weird dreams, strange. You can understand it because you're an air sign, and because you Uranus, which is deal with the air, and you got Neptune, which is water, so you can definitely understand what you feel or what you see. Is I know what I see, because Uranus is I know, and then you got Neptune, I see, I know, I feel, and I hear. So you know what you hear. So when people say something to you, just know. But on the downside, which is squares of oppositions, you can be a know-it-all. So watch out for that. We're gonna get to that in a minute. And you have all type of psychic abilities. That'll just give you the ability to help people through your psychic vision of what you see and what you feel and what you know and what you hear. And so you're here to wake the masses and to spark people consciousness to become their higher self, the best version of themselves, because you know people talent, you know their skills. And so you're the one who have that confidence, and you have it with ease. But you also can entertain yourself. You don't need people to entertain you. You're going to your music mode. You're going to your fantasy world. And sometimes you just want to stay there and just live there. And you feel like, dog, I don't want to come down to the earthly world because it's too much chaos. And so you want to stay up there. But Uranus give you the ability to get out of that fantasy world and bring it down to earth, to manifest it. So this is a manifestation placement. So that's why you have to use the universe for anything, because you're a creative genius. You create your reality. You don't ride the wave. You create your own waves right here. And so right here, we love to entertain. You like excitement. You don't like to be bored. And people always remember you. And sometimes you can be like a show-off. Because you highly intellectual, your talents. But you can also give people a challenge too, and like the debate. Just because you like information. You like to hear what people got to say, their perspective, but sometimes you don't. So because you're unique, you can be selfish too at times. So, and you got a different way of living, a different way of doing things. To some people it appear weird because they don't understand. You got advanced mind, advanced divinity, advanced spiritual essence. And so people don't understand your nature. You move different, and you don't do the same old like the same old people do. But that you also could be scandalous to some people, and very invoking to people. Invoking as appear to sound blunt to people and sound harsh to people, because you got a good tongue, because you definitely could communicate and could talk very well. But you talk with skills. You got many ways to come because you're different. You're unique. And so, but the thing is, you love your freedom, and you'll fight for freedom. And anybody who don't have their freedom, you'll fight for somebody else's freedom, because you are a humanitarian. So you are the freedom fighters of the world. And you have a different approach to your morals and your standards and your expectations. And so this makes you woo. This makes you powerful. And so you the one who gonna come up with a new way of thinking, a new way of speaking, a new way of expression, a new way of inspiring people to have faith, a new way. So you are the fun-loving person, individual soul who will have fun your way. You might don't agree with everything somebody says because you're going to rebel against their thoughts or what they say. You this type of individual. And with this being said, you the type who going to know about the energy and how it works. And you're going to know how to utilize it in your life because you're very creative and put it into your artwork. You might be a dancer. You might be a singer. You might be a rapper. You might be a musician. And you got a scientific mind, so you might be a scientist. And you're the one who can make new discoveries in the world and find out what's going on, So you into the arts. You could be a traveler because you deal with speed. You can't even sit down because you keep going, keep moving, and stuff like that. And you could be into entertainment. So the thing you got to watch out for is being bored. You don't want to be bored because you always stay in your mind. Your mind is constantly moving. So you don't like to be bored because this could rub you the wrong way. And being stuck in a rut, just stuck there. So get out that rut, out that comfort zone. And this how you win because you need stimulation. That's why you travel. And that's why you do things that deal with the mind. Not only travel physically, but travel mentally. Look for knowledge, seeking knowledge, have something to talk about, have something to rebel about. And this that placement. And so your divinity is powerful because you the type who will be into astrology, numerology, and magic and everything else, into not the normal, not what the normal people do. And they look at you as weird, but it's very helpful, and you know because you got a higher mind. So expansion of the mind and growth is important to you. Growing to your better self, your higher self is very important to you. So this is what you really want to do. So this being said, you are here to explore and invent and create in every aspect of your life. You're here to bring new ideas to the world and set a new trend and bring advanced technology and advanced thinking to the world. And you're here to bring a new way for people to have faith in their divinity and show people a new way and bring new energy there. So use your psychic abilities to heal, to help, to be a counselor, to be a guide, because you can be an explorer, you can be a writer, you can be a warrior, which is like a soldier, or you can be a translator, you can be a spy, you can be a poet, you can be a musician, you can be a diplomat, because you're the one who want to see peace in the world. Even though you could be rebellious and everything, you're the one who want to see peace in the world. You're the one who like to see people happy, and you're the one who want to always inspire people. You know what I mean? And you're the type who don't like to go by nobody's book, so you listen to your intuition a lot. Your psychic gift is mandatory. You're the type who definitely do your own thing. They're not gonna move you or shape you. And if you don't do your own thing, you're not going to be involved into other people's energy or field. And so they're not gonna get the 100% you. They might get a little bit of you, but they're not gonna get all of you because you're not doing your thing that you like. And so this is how it works. Now, how does Uranus conjunction Neptune play out through the trine? When it comes to the trine, this is your gift. Everything I spoke about Uranus conjunction Neptune is your gift. This is natural to you, to be the writer, to be the soldier, to be the psychic, to be the spy, to be the one who helped people through these gifts and talents as a poet, as a teacher, as a musician. And this is nasty. This is your gift, to be unique, to be an inventor. It's something that's a part of you naturally. This is a part of you naturally. It's so easy to you until you might forget that this is a part of you. You might don't want to be into anything that deal with this energy because it's so natural to you. Like, for example, your hand is on your arm. And sometimes you might forget that your hand is on your arm because it's natural to you. But once you aware that the hand is on your arm, you put it to use. See what I'm saying? You put your hand to use. Pick up things like that. So I had to give you an example of what I'm speaking about. So it's because it's naturally a part of you. And so this is if Uranus trine to Neptune. This is your gift. Now, how I operate if it's a sextile, Uranus sextile Neptune, this is your potential. This is your potential. This is your potential. Your potential. So Uranus sextile to Neptune, this is your potential, which means that you will grow into this power to become the Uranus conjunction Neptune on the upside, positive side, or you got to activate it because the energy is there. You just got to activate it. It's part of your energy. You just got to activate it. And you activate it and you go for it and you see it's easy to you. Then when you accomplish, you appreciate it more because through this growth and through activation, you can show people how to activate their powers. You show people how to be that psychic, that writer, that poet, that musician, the scientific genius. You can show people this, and you can help people through that. So you have all the traits of Uranus conjunction to Neptune. Once you master Uranus sextile Neptune, You have all the same traits, the same thing. You just got to activate it, and you got to go for it, and you have all these traits. So now, because this whole aspect, when we talk about Uranus and Neptune, it's the same energy. They just play out differently. And so when we speak of Uranus square Neptune, you would go through it when dealing with this aspect. So this is like the downside of this aspect. Like, for example, your mind is unique, but you might be caught in a rut and rut and want to think like somebody else instead of being your own unique self. Or you might be scared to express yourself and put your creativity abilities out there and things like that. That what this mean. And also you might be the type who don't have no morals or who don't even believe in God and stuff like that. You might be the type who do be religion, you know what I mean? Or who be trapped in somebody else's box or trapped and think and follow somebody else's thinking and ways. Or you might, and this is what you'll go through. You'll go through things that deal with spirituality where you see spirits and you be talking about, I see demons and stuff like that. And so this is what you'll go through until you learn. So you'll go through all of this. And also, you might don't want to put your style out there or and things of that nature. So this what you'll go through when dealing with the Uranus square Neptune. So this like you go through to a parts where you don't want to explore life, or you don't want to, or you're afraid to use your creative ability, or you might want to explore but afraid to explore, or you might overdo it. It could work that way too, where you can overdo your spirituality, overdo and be a know-it-all. You can be a know-it-all and nobody can challenge you like that there. Or you might use black magic upon people or something like witchcraft on people and stuff like that. So it deals with stuff like that. But also, you might be the type who might use this energy for negativity. So that's what it deals with. So you might use it for things that's bad and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Use your mind, your higher mind, because you could trick people. So you know how to play mind games, and you could just set it off and play all type of mind games with people and stuff like that because you're more advanced than a lot of people. So this is what the energy deals with. Is deception, or what you'll go through, struggle and suffering with this energy, into where you might be struggling with with being spiritual, struggling with religion, struggling with things of that nature. So once you master this energy, because you might struggle with, being emotional, struggle with not being emotional, expressing your emotions and things like that. So once you master this energy, then you'll be the best teacher, the best healer, the best psychic, the best of everything that speak about Uranus conjunction Neptune. You'll be the best. The reason why, because the experience is the best teacher. So through your experience, you could teach people and give stories on this. And Neptune like to create stories. And Neptune is very imaginative and stuff like that. Stay in the dream world. So you be the best at this. Maybe the best filmmaker. But you be the best at whatever you do. Astrology, numerology, all forms of divination. Once you master it and bring this energy and use your life experience as a tool to teach and to heal and to help and to serve, stuff like that. So now, when Uranus opposition to Neptune, it's just like square. It's just that it's more opposed and more fighting against spirituality, fighting against people who are different, fighting against people who are different, or attacking people who are not different. Either or work that way too. So and so you go through it emotionally, where you explode out of nowhere, and might want to fight or always have low self-esteem and depressed and stress because you're not bringing your Neptune nature together with your Uranus nature. So Neptune is opposing Uranus, and Uranus is opposing Neptune. So this is why it's like that. And so it's opposing so bad until you just be so mad until you don't want to bring it into practical reality. So you can't come down to the real world. So you stay in your mind all the time. You just get dreams out of nowhere. Don't know how to decipher it. Don't know how to interpret or decipher these dreams. And you might feel things, have a psychic energy that you feel or you see or you hear, but you don't know how to interpret. You just don't know. You know what I mean? Or you might be kind of slow in the mind, uh, slow the way you think. So you go through it, because you got Uranus opposing Neptune, so you might oppose traditions and be one of the most explosive person on the planet. Because out of nowhere, you get changes always happening for you. You always changing your thoughts, always changing your mind, and things of that nature. And you can be very negative and very critical towards people, but you also can play the victim role and be very negative and always playing the victim, like somebody done something to you, stuff like that. And so with this aspect here, you might can't translate language, or you might, you know what I'm saying, deceive people, because Neptune could be very deceiving too, and it could use emotion to deceive people. So you might be very deceiving and always want to scam people and stuff like that. And so you could be one of them fake psychics, one of them fake this and fake that, because you want to scheme people out of money and stuff like that. But you got the psychic ability, but you might go overboard and try to use it as a scheme. Or you the type want to make people, you could be a real psychic, but you can want to get all that money out of people. You know what I mean? Charge too high and stuff like that. So that's what this energy deal with. So after you master this energy, you'll be powerful. You know what I mean? You'll be just like the Uranus conjunction Neptune. You know what I mean? You have all these abilities. The only thing about the conjunction is the strongest aspect. So how it will play out, the conjunction can play out through all of them. The conjunction could be a sextile, which mean like this their potential, and it could be like this their gift, and it could be like a square where it go through it with this aspect, or it could be like opposition where it's opposing, fighting, and have low self-esteem, be depressed, or be very negative and very critical. So this aspect could be very dangerous. But we're dealing with the conjunction, but it's the person's choice of how they make it. So with it being said, as I can't let bring this light, it gets no realer than this. I shake.